Greetings, Nikon video enthusiasts, particularly those people interested in the new Nikon D5100. I've been tracking video quality of the Nikon cameras for a little bit, not yet satisfied with their quality until the D5100 came out with the 1080 30 frames per second capability. So, checking into it, looking at it on the internet, YouTube videos, there was an annoying tendency for the video to be a bit choppy. Particularly you see it when, say, a car goes by at a nice steady rate, and you tend to see the car be jerky as it came by. I was wondering, what was causing this? Was this a problem with the video capture in the camera, some sort of encoding problem with YouTube? I'm still not sure, but I do have stuff to report for people that are interested in this subject. So, I finally did decide to pick up a D5100, and I find that if I record at any of the speeds, the high quality 1080 or the normal quality 1080, for example, when I play them back through the mini HDMI cable onto a high-def 1080 TV, the video comes nice and smooth, and there's no problems at all. However, when you put that onto a computer and then try and look at some of this video, you start seeing this jerkiness. I've found that in general, sort of older computers, say maybe 3 or 4 years old, whatever, with video cards of that era, do okay with showing the 720 video. But it really takes an up-revved, a pretty, not monster machine, but a pretty modern machine to show the 1080 video at the normal quality level, to show that without the jerky artifacts. And I've tried this on 3 machines at home. I've tried it on some high-end Macs. All of these things are a couple of years old, with graphics capability along the lines of a NVIDIA GeForce 8800 to into the 9000 series. And my experience is that that none of those will do a really good job on full screen, full presentation on the 1080p high quality mode of the camera. So I just trying to get the word out that, number one, I think that the camera is recording pretty well, and that these artifacts are more property of the display technology once you get on a computer, and that you should really be shooting at the level at which you're shooting should depend on how you're going to present it. So you have a couple-year-old machine, I wouldn't go any higher than the 1080p normal quality level. And maybe you have a monster machine, or monster graphic card or whatever that you want to be able to show it on. Maybe experiment with the high-quality version. Or maybe only use the high-quality version if your subjects are relatively still and you're not doing much motion. So, but if you've got a 4 or 5 year old machine, don't even get near the 1080 resolution and stick to 720. So, summary: the good news is I think it seems like a good camera. It's finally met my minimum level of good quality with minimal artifacts, video artifacts. But you have to know how to what level of quality to do recording at. One little coda here is that once you crack up the manual, you'll see that the 1080 30 frames a second high quality video is recording at at 18 million bits per second. Now, even though the manual also says that a class 6 SD card is what you need for video, but just be careful because those two things don't seem to add up. You may actually want and need one of the brand new modern UHS SD cards, which can have a very high bandwidth, and they're expensive, if you really want to play around a lot with the high quality mode. Anyway, not sure about that, but just keep that in mind. Anyway, I'm going to label this as Nikon D5100 video quality 1, and as I get new information, I'll call them 2, 3, and 4. So look for that if you're interested. And I'm not an expert on all these things, but I do like what I've seen, and I'm pretty good interpreting experimental evidence. So prove me wrong, or help me out and clarify what I've been said.